Hey YouTube. So my deck list is going to be up around here somewhere. So you guys can check out the deck list, but pause it if you want to see it. It will also be down there. It's also on my blog and on my Facebook for Texas. So be sure to check it out. It's a really, really good deck. I want to talk about it real quick. I decided to use 2 golden apples in my deck for the Dallas deck list because that card is simply amazing. When your opponent has a monster on the field and it happens to be something that you can't kill, for instance, people tend to summon Caius a lot on me, and when Caius hits the board, it's a 24 beater, as you know, and they're probably going to remove my monster, so I lose my DD War Lady, my Thunderking, or my face down Karakuri Ninja. But when they attack me, I can flip up golden apples and get a 24 beater off their Caius, and I can usually maintain advantage off there and book their Caius and have a monster on the field. They have to get rid of that, waste all their cards, and then I can end up with the Gorz next turn or something like that. Another good thing about golden apples is if they attack me and I go apples and they go chain Solemn Warning, then I drop Gorz out of my hand, and so they already wasted Solemn Warning and they have to deal with the Gorz, and they're probably going to waste their Dark Hole or whatever, and next turn I can just, beat stick them down with Monster Reborn and another monster. Alright, so that's my Dallas deck list. Let me talk about some good cards for the YCS. So we got Solemn Warning. That card's amazing if you haven't already realized that. This card isn't amazing. I really wanted to talk about Thunderking Ryo. There's a lot of cases when I was playtesting where this card was not that good, and the only reason why I run 1 of this card is because Gateway's first effect is you can increase the monster's attack by 500. Well, I'm not always going to have back rows like Deep Prison and Bottomless all the time to protect myself, so I'm very, very vulnerable to that card. Gateway's first effect is increased 500 attack, and if they get over my Thunderking, I pretty much have nothing left. I'd rather have a DD War Lady in that case. And so that's mostly why I run 3 DD War Ladies over 3 Ryos. Okay, so I use 1 Karakuri Ninja. It stops the 25 synchro, which is mainly what I have to stop in order to use my spells and traps. If I can't use my spells and traps, pretty much anti-meta loses unless I have Fossil Dyna. So it's either 1 or 2 options. I either A, have Karakuri Ninja, or B, have Fossil Dyna, or I have to rely on my spell and traps, which if I have to rely on spell and traps, I always have to -1 when it comes to the Samurai Synchro, because it can negate 1 spell or trap card per turn and has 2,500 attack. So some side deck cards that I have for my deck is Kinetic Soldier and Puppet Plant. Puppet Plant allows me to take their monster, and I can use it for a tribute for Caius and Cyber Dragon, or I can tune it with my Gale. So if I take their 2500 Synchro, I can negate a spell or trap card, or I can just summon the Gale and Synchro, but that's really risking their Solemn Warnings, so I always have to go for the Caius play or the Cyber Dragon play. With this card, your opponent has to play Hand of 6 Samurai, and they have to synchro with the hand and the Cage Musha for an Ally of Justice. If they don't summon Ally of Justice, they have to deal with a 3350 beat stick or a 3800 beat stick, which is really hard for them to deal with. We also got Chain Disappearance. This card may not seem that good, but it's another Solemn Warning if you don't want to pay the 2,000. You can remove from play all the 400 beaters, the 200, the one that's a Bogart Knight, I forgot its name. But there's also Cage Musha. Oh, it's Kaigeki. Kaigeki and Cage Musha is the ones you want to get rid of, and you remove from play all of them, and you get to see their hand as well. So definitely consider that card. Dust Tornado is not that good in my opinion, but I guess for this format coming to a close, you really need this card to kill off Gateway and 6 Samurai United. Well, 6 Samurai United is not as deadly, but we also have Breaker and MST, so we have plenty of spell and trap removal. And we have Zoma the Spirit. This is the last card that I wanted to talk about. It may not be good in the Samurai matchup, but it's definitely good in speed, and it's definitely good in consistency, and it's definitely good for burn damage that you really need when it comes to late game. And of course, it's always good against Blackwings. Very, very strong against Blackwings. Please, please consider side decking this card. If you don't consider it, I mean, what are you going to side against Blackwings? Consecrated Light? This is way better. Trust me on this one. I played against Blackwings. I always 2-0 when I have this. Well, okay, sorry. I don't always 2-0 it. I lose to the better Blackwing players, but against the worst Blackwing players, I do definitely beat them with this card. Alright, YouTube. Thanks for watching. I will be having Spellground mats in for sale soon, and the Solemn Warning and the Thunderkings for trade. Alright, I'm Kevin Silva, helping you become a better duelist.